All right, today we're going really specific. We're looking deep into the hardware that, keeps a facility running.
Hmm.
We've got the documentation for something called the NTI E-2W-PLNM-700.
Which just sounds like a part number, right? A
Yeah.
random string of letters.
Exactly. To most people, it's just a spool of gray wire. But if you're managing any kind of smart building, this is 700 feet of, well, it's either headaches avoided or created.
It really is a deceptively simple component. The official name for it is two-wire plenum sensor cable.
Okay.
And looking at the price sheet here, this 700-foot spool is listed at $210.
So what does that work out to? Like 30 cents a foot?
Roughly, yeah, about 30 cents a foot.
Which, for just generic copper wire, that might sound a little steep, but the keyword in that whole description is plenum, right?
Oh, absolutely.
That one word changes the entire chemical makeup of the jacket, doesn't it?
It changes everything. I mean, you can't just run any old PVC cable through a drop ceiling. The plenum is that space, above the tiles.
The air return for the HVAC.
Exactly, the air return. So if there's a fire, a standard plastic jacket will burn and it will pump incredibly toxic smoke directly into the building's air supply.
Right. So this plenum-grade PVC isn't just about being tough, it's about safety chemistry.
That's the perfect way to put it.
The specs here mention it's RoHS compliant and has a very specific color code. Gray jacket, and then black and white conductors inside. It's built to self-extinguish and, not gas everybody out.
Mm-hmm. It's safety infrastructure masquerading as a simple wire.
So let's talk about the wire itself, the conductors. The sheet says they're 22 AWG, American wire gauge.
Yep.
And they went with stranded bare copper, not solid core. Why do that?
Well, that's a very deliberate choice for installation. Solid
Yeah.
core is great for pure conductivity, but it's really stiff. It's brittle.
Okay.
So if you're pulling 700 feet of this stuff through a packed ceiling grid, trying to snake it around ducts and sharp corners, you need that flexibility. Stranded wire just handles that kind of fatigue so much better.
And it probably makes it easier to connect at the ends, too. Speaking of which, the docs say this is mainly for connecting dry contact sensors.
Mm-hmm. To NTI's environment monitors, the E2D, 5D, and 16D models specifically.
What exactly is a dry contact?
The use case is so important here. A dry contact is basically just a simple switch. That's it. Think of a door sensor or a smoke alarm or maybe a liquid detector on the floor.
So it's just open or closed? Binary.
Exactly. The cable isn't carrying power to the sensor, it's just carrying that simple signal back, open or closed.
But carrying that signal over 700 feet. That's interesting. At that kind of length, doesn't signal loss or resistance become a factor?
For a high-power application, absolutely. But for a simple switch signal on 22-gauge copper, 700 feet is well within the tolerance. The source material even says they sell this in lengths up to 1,000 feet.
1,000 feet, wow.
Yeah, that tells you these systems are designed for, like, sprawling warehouses or massive data centers, not just one little server closet.
I also noticed the temperature rating here. It's surprisingly robust for a cable that just lives indoors. It's rated for 14 up to 167 degrees Fahrenheit.
That upper limit, the 167, that's the one to watch.
Why is that?
Ceiling plenums can get incredibly hot. I mean, think about it. You might be running this cable right over a steam pipe or near boiler exhaust. Standard insulation would crack or even melt over time. This is built to sit in that ambient heat for years and not degrade.
Huh. Now I'm looking at the related products section on the spec sheet. This caught my eye.
Okay.
There's an outdoor version of this same cable, the E-2W-700.
Ah, yes. And look at the price difference. It's huge.
It's $455. Our indoor one is $210.
That's more than double.
It really just highlights the cost of specific engineering, doesn't it? The plenum cable, you're paying for fire safety chemistry. The outdoor cable, you're paying for, UV armor and waterproofing?
Exactly. It's the perfect example of fit for purpose. You don't pay for UV protection to live inside a dark ceiling, but you absolutely have to pay for that low smoke rating.
And if you mix them up?
You're either in code violation or you're guaranteeing a failure down the line.
It's just a good reminder that the link itself is as engineered as the device it's connecting to. You could buy a $1,000 environment monitor, but if you cheap out on the 30 cents a foot cable,
you've got nothing. Reliable data needs a reliable physical path. This is that path.
So before we wrap up, here's something to think about. We know this cable is rated for these 700-foot runs through dark, totally inaccessible ceiling plenums.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are sensing a dry contact closure, a door opening, a switch flipping 700 feet away from your control unit, What in the world are you monitoring that's so important, yet so far off the grid?
That is the question, isn't it?